Mitt namn är Peter Malmström. Jag kommer att vara moderator här i denna sal under förmiddagens pass. Efter varje presentation så kommer ni som är här i salen ges en möjlighet att ställa frågor till den som har presenterat. Och jag tycker att vi går rätt in i dagens program med första bolag, Kollect on Demand, John O'Connor. Välkommen. Welcome.
Thank you. Morning, everybody. My name is John O'Connor, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Kollect. Kollect is an online marketplace that connects customers, business and domestic customers, with waste companies. Our mission is to make it simple for people to book a waste service online. Before I begin this presentation, I think it's important to highlight the difference between the Swedish market and other countries and cities in Europe and the US. In these countries and cities, businesses and households pay private waste companies to collect their waste. Municipals do not. In Ireland, where I'm from, householders pay €300 per year to private waste companies to collect their bins weekly. It is not municipals. The waste industry is generally broken down into 4 verticals. One is domestic bin collection. So that's private households going online and picking a private waste company to call to their home and collect their bin. The second vertical is commercial bin collection. That's hotels, restaurants, cafes. These businesses pay on average €1,800 per year to get their bins collected. So if I'm a cafe in Manchester in the UK, I will ring or go online and find a private waste company to call to my cafe once, twice, 3 times a week to collect my bins. The third vertical of the waste industry is container or skip hire. So container or skip hire is for construction companies, or if you're doing a DIY project at home, you'll go online or you'll ring up a waste company and you'll get them to provide you with a container. And the fourth vertical of the waste industry is junk removal. Junk removal is when you've got an old TV you need to get rid of, or a couch you need to upcycle and get rid of. You go online or you ring a waste company to collect. So what we do is we are a booking engine. People who have a waste need, no matter what it is, if it's any one of these 4, they go onto our platform, a one-stop shop. They don't need to go through various websites. Onto our platform, we'll give them a clear upfront price once they choose what they want collected, and then we subcontract collection to our waste collection partners. So we have 2 customers really. We have these, who now only have to go onto one website to get a price, and we have these waste companies. 90% of our business is a platform. So we recently launched in Manchester in the UK. We do what companies like Uber or Just Eat or Deliveroo do when they go into the city. They market through Instagram, Facebook, Google, and say, here we are, we're live in this city. So when people have a waste need, they go onto our platform and they hear the name brand, they go on our brand Kollect, they go onto our platform, and perhaps it's a restaurant. And we outsource to our bin collection partner in Manchester. Our container, if it's a DIY job, we outsource to those. And if it's someone wants to get rid of a couch or a table, we outsource to our junk removal companies. That's 90% of our business. We have one other part of our business that is extremely popular as well, which is the big bin waste drop-off. The premise of the big bin is that we place these on petrol forecourts or petrol stations throughout Ireland. They're for infrequent users or people who've extra rubbish after they come back from a holiday home, when they come back from the marina, if they forget to put their bins out, they drive up to their petrol forecourt, they can buy a ticket in the store, or they can pay online. The bin opens up and they can fit 2 bags of rubbish into this. These bins, we've 11 sites currently operating. They're turning over 50,000 euros monthly recurring revenue. So each month we're making 50,000 euros. We have a 60% gross margin. Where I am in Ireland, we have 3 different waste streams that these can take. So they're environmentally friendly. They take recycling waste, general waste, and organic waste. So this is a unique solution that we've developed, and it's also suitable for apartment complexes, caravan sites, marinas. The advantage is that whoever is operating this will know how often it's been used, and it gives customers another option. So just to recap, 90% of our business is the platform, and 10% is the big bin. So how do we make money? We've 2 types of revenue. We've recurring revenue and one-off revenue. So recurring is that when someone goes onto our platform and they choose, say, to get their bins collected, those customers spend, on average, we're 3 years operating now, 2,100 krona per year. Recurring revenue for the commercial customers is 19,000. And then we have the big bin customers. So every time we get one of these customers onto our platform, that is how much they spend per year. Then we have the one-off revenue. As I spoke about, customers have different needs. And these are the customers who come onto our platform and they'll just use us once. They'll have a waste need in whatever city they're there. Perhaps they want to get rid of the couch and they spend 1,700. I'm now going to speak about the market opportunity. There's 7.7 billion people globally. Everyone has waste. Every household, every factory, every school. The reality is, while all other industries are being disrupted, the waste industry remains relatively offline. All our peers are investing, and all other traditional waste companies are investing in physical infrastructure. Better trucks, better ways of processing waste, better ways of collecting it. None of them are looking at how do you make it simple for a customer to book a waste service online. Literally in Ireland and the UK, a good majority of the waste companies don't even have websites. It's a clunky experience. Waste companies open at 9 o'clock and they shut at 5 p.m. They don't open at weekends. That is not the way the world operates these days. The opportunity is this for us. In the countries and cities where the waste industry is privatized, we can get people to go online to book a waste service. Currently, by our estimation, only 0.5% of people book a waste service online, while globally, e-commerce totals 15%. We have no competition online in this space. I'm just going to speak to you a little about our story so far, or where we currently are. We're in our 4 years of operation, and we've done 300,000 collections to date. So we've made all the mistakes, but we've applied all the learnings. We're the only ones in this space, and we understand the finesse of dealing with third-party waste contractors. We understand how to provide them with more revenue and help improve their recycling rates. It's a growth story I'm speaking about here, and to date, we've only raised 150,000 equity raise. We've doubled revenue most years, between 2016, 17, and 18. And I think this is really important to highlight. In our first city where we're operating, we've built the brand. In our first city where people understand what we do, they understand I have a waste need, I'll go on to Kollect's platform. We get 567 kronas per household. So what happens in this first city where we're operating is they all trust our brand. They know that we use licensed waste contractors. They understand that when we provide them with full traceability on where their waste goes, that's what customers want. They want to know that their waste is going to be upcycled, it's going to be recycled correctly, it's a licensed and trusted person that gets rid of their waste. In September, we did 15,000 collections, and we generated 3.9 million krona. I'm now going to speak about our mission. So part one of our mission is to create simple ways to have all waste collected and recycled globally. Simple means that when someone puts in, I need to get my washing machine recycled, we'll pop up first. They'll land on the correct page that's for washing machines, and then we'll give them options on where they can get rid of their waste. So we'll give them a recycling yard they can go to a metal company. We'll give them the different choices, and after it's collected, we'll give them receipts of what happened to their waste. Second part of our mission is to deliver wow through customer service. So wow means that when a customer uses us, that they have a good experience. We really obsess about customer service. The whole culture of the company is with these 4 values: responsiveness, wow, can-do, and honesty. So responsiveness for us is we're available 7 days a week up to 11 p.m. You can contact us and we'll respond within 1 minute, 30 seconds. That in an industry that shuts down at 5 o'clock on a Friday is innovative. I'm now going to speak about the Kollect founding team. There's myself, I'm the CEO, and I have 10 years experience at a CEO level in the waste industry. I understand how it works. I know all the CEOs of my waste partners in Ireland. I understand what makes them tick. I understand the value we can add to their companies. Robbie here he's in charge of the tech. Robbie has been a founder of 2 previous startups. He's probably the most influential guy in the startup scene in Ireland. He's involved in a lot of startup events. He's been listed twice in Ireland's 30 Under 30, and he was runner-up in Ireland's Best Young Entrepreneur. And then John Hegarty is our Chief Operations Officer. I think it's important to note, we all worked together in a previous startup. So we know each other well. We've been 6 years working together. And a lot of our team, we've 39 staff, a lot of our team have come from our previous startups. John is in charge of operations, and he's generally back in the office looking after day-to-day activities, while myself and Robbie might be out doing business development and doing events like this. Today, we'll probably do 1,000 collections in the office, or we'll facilitate 1,000 collections on our platform. We're an award-winning company. Luckily, in Ireland, we've won a lot of awards, including Ireland's Best Startup, and we've also won a lot of sustainability awards, including Sustainable Nation. So this is in anticipation of listing. Today we list on the Nasdaq First North, and in anticipation of that, we set up a Swedish holdco, which will acquire our national entities. So now I'm going to talk about our leadership team. We've 3 independent non-exec directors on our board who bring a lot of IPO experience, and especially how do you scale a company like ours quickly and successfully. So we've Johnny Fortune. He's done 3 previous IPOs, including Ireland's first listing on the Nasdaq back in 1995 over New York. Johnny was CFO of Skillsoft, the company that listed on the Nasdaq, and he was there when it grew from 20 people to 2,000 staff. Skillsoft was sold for 1.1 billion in 2010. We also have Malisha Okulukon. Malisha is here with us today, and he's been involved in 2 previous IPOs. He's a trained solicitor, and he's also been working with the NASDAQ as in contract basis. We also have Stefan Willstrands, who's CFO of G5 Entertainment. And he again brings good financial experience and has also been involved in a NASDAQ listed company. So what are we going to do with the growth capital we raise on the NASDAQ? So our growth plan is, this is a land grab. The reality is there is no one online at the moment in the cities in the UK and Ireland. There will be someone that will build that brand. There will be a Deliveroo in these cities. When we go into the city, we're not looking to go to, right now, Stockholm. We look for cities that have 3 out of the 4 verticals privatized that I spoke about earlier. So we make sure that there's bin collection there, commercial bin collection, junk removal, or skip hire. We also make sure there's a ready-made fulfillment infrastructure. So if we go into, say, for example, Manchester, there's thousands of licensed waste operators to aggregate. And the third thing we need is a population of 100,000. In the UK, there's 75 cities that meet this criteria, with a population of 40 million people. The UK, the waste industry, is worth 9 billion. So we have a huge opportunity in the UK, and that's why we're raising this growth capital. I'm now going to speak about our audited financial performance. As you can see here, we grew revenue from 2.4 million to 23.4 million in December, up to December 2018. Again, in that period, we had one equity raise of 150,000 euros. I haven't got the figures up here, but to September, the 9 months of this year, it's in our prospectus, we did 24 million euros, 24 million SEK in those 9 months. So what are we going to do with the proceeds? So we're raising 2.5 million euros on the NASDAQ First North. We have a 50% commitments today, and subscription period opens from now until the 10th, from today until the 10th of December. We're going to use these proceeds to grow into the UK, scale Manchester, grow in Ireland, IPO expenses, and the use of funds is broken down as such. I think it's important to highlight 10% of the funds are going to be used to pay back short-term loans. So we have a pre-approval listing on the NASDAQ First North for the 19th of December, and our financial advisors are Mangold's, our legal are Eversheds, and Johan's here today. Good to see you. We have our accountancy audit is Mazars, and our transactional is Fola. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up on this is, as I spoke about earlier, we first mover advantage. We have the opportunity to build a brand that people trust. We want people to go into London and they go out into their backyard and they have a waste need, whatever that is, and they go onto our platform, and we make it simple for them to book that waste service. Customer service is not a department, it's the backbone of the company. Like we've obsessed about, and we will keep improving on how do you make it so good for customers that they want to keep coming back. We have unique end-to-end software. So it's important for us to build relationships with our waste collection partners, and we currently give them software that makes them more efficient when they collect waste. Our other business, the Big Bin, is the first automated pay-as-you-go drop-off in the EU. We're continually improving our service. We have a new platform coming out on the 12th of December, so the tech we have will be version 4, will be coming out next month. And I suppose with this growth capital that we get in, the opportunity is now. we feel we have an opportunity to change the waste industry and make it simple for people to book a waste service online. Thank you for your time. And yeah, I'll go over here. Thank you.
Please. Welcome. Thank you very much for an interesting presentation.
Thank you.
To some extent, new for many Swedes, I would say, because of the system that we have here working, as you pinpointed. Is there anyone here who would like to pose questions? Okay, then I will take the opportunity.
Yeah.
When using your services, do I sign up with you for a period of time, or could I buy a one-time service?
Yeah, it's a one-time service initially. 50% of our customers use one-time service, but say for our commercial customers and households, the other 50% come back weekly or monthly.
Okay. But could you sign for a year, or could you sign for a longer period, or is it only weekly?
Yeah, some commercial companies, we have a number of hotels, and they sign with us for a year. So the advantage for a hotel, if there's, in Ireland, there might be a hotel and they have 12 hotels around the country. The advantage for them of using us is they have centralized billing, and we look after, so they come onto our platform, then we outsource collection to the bin collection companies, and we provide centralized billing, and we also provide good reporting. So those companies would pay for the year.
So if I understand it correctly, you don't run trucks and actually physically yourself pick up the garbage.
No.
Someone else will do it for you.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, we concentrate on the customer onboarding and the customer reporting, and what the waste companies then concentrate on what they're good at, which is the collecting of the waste and processing it. So we provide then the reports to these dashboard that we could give full reporting on what happens to their waste and the recycling.
Okay, okay. Sweden, Denmark, for example, at least I know how it works here in Sweden. Is there a big market for all of the services that you are supporting? I don't think so, because you were initially talking about the municipality here and how it works. Could you explain that a little bit more in detail so we really understand the differences?
Yeah, so our market wouldn't be Sweden or Denmark. We'd be going to cities where the municipalities don't collect, where people decide themselves who collects their rubbish based on a commercial price. So there's thousands of these cities throughout the world, in the USA, but initially our focus is on the UK market, where there's 75 of these cities. So those cities would be totally different than Sweden. All people pay for their waste, basically.
Okay. What would once you have conquered the UK market, which market would be number 2? Is it Germany? Is it France? Is it Italy? Or where would you be heading?
Yeah, we've been over to the US a number of times, and
US.
there's states in the US that this would that what we're doing would be suitable. But really, what we're trying to do now is we raise this bit of money and validate in 7 more cities in the UK, and then scale to the rest. And at the same time, we'll be looking at the cities over in the USA.
Okay, I see. Questions from anyone here? No? An interesting thing is you, as an Irish company, coming to Sweden to look for money. Why?
Yeah, so Malaysia brought us over as well. He's a relationship with the NASDAQ. Okay. There's actually been a lot of interest. We were on the front of the Irish newspapers yesterday on the business section. So for us, it's like, really, it's a good opportunity to build the brand. We're a very well thought of company in Ireland. If you check out online our reviews, so being on this journey as such is actually good for us to build our brand. The publicity we're getting, along with the money that we're raising, is great. Also, when we'd like to come back, we'd raise the money, this money, and when we'd come back, we'd have a relationship with Swedish investors. So, we did our roadshow over a few weeks, and we filled 50% of the round, and we got to meet, really good people. So, Sweden's been good to us.
Good, good. But is there a similar market in Ireland or in England, for example, for these kind of companies, and then this stage that you're in, looking for where you could actually look for external funds, or is it easier to come here because in Sweden we have an infrastructure that works quite well for these kind of companies?
Yeah, there isn't an ecosystem in Ireland. For example, only one company listed last year in the whole of Ireland. So yeah, that was part of the basis why we came over here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You are looking for how much money in total?
We're looking to raise 2.5 million euros, and we've raised 1.25 million. So next 2 weeks we're over here meeting with retail investors. We're also on Nordnet from today. So yeah, we've 1.25 million euros left to raise.
Okay. Okay. Could you go back a little bit and explain the differences in between the different verticals that you were talking about? You said there were 4 of them.
Yeah. So what we do is, and I think it's our marketing message is, we collect everything waste.
Everything.
So everything. So it doesn't matter what city we go into. Different cities will have different waste needs. So we try and build a brand of we collect everything waste. But when we went into Manchester, the domestic bin collection side wasn't as big as it is in the city in Ireland. So just the brands that we're there for all waste needs, and then the city will decide which one of the 4 verticals will be busier. So in Manchester, we're busier for old furniture removal.
Okay.
We're busier for hotels and restaurants, the second vertical, commercial, and we're busy with skips, which is the 3rd vertical, which is DIY.
Is it the container?
The container, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and not for domestic.
Okay.
So it really, the brand, our message when we go into the city is whatever your waste need is, we'll look after it.
Okay. Okay. Do you see any variances throughout the year, throughout the month? Are there more periods that are more intense compared to others, for example?
November, the month of November and the month of February are the quietest in the waste industry.
Are the most quiet?
Are the quietest, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just those 2 months.
Yeah.
But generally it stays steady throughout the year.
Okay. Huh? Questions? Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I'll just get it here. Yeah.
Can you repeat the question, please, John?
Yeah. How does the big bin work? Is this? Okay. So the premise of the big bin is in Ireland it works in rural and urban areas, but in Ireland it's particularly popular in places where people holiday and they have extra bags of rubbish, and instead of bringing them back to where they're from, they'll drive to we put them on towpaths on petrol stations. They'll drive to their petrol station and they'll buy a ticket in the shop, and the bin opens up and you can fit 2 bags of rubbish. So it's 80 SEK to use. So the bin opens up, and it's for infrequent users or people who have a waste need at a particular time. Anywhere we go, there's been interest in this product. We developed it ourselves, and when we put it on a petrol forecourt, we do a share of commission with whoever owns that premise. So for example, with Circle K, we're after doing a deal with them to roll it out in their petrol forecourts in Ireland, and they get a commission. We take up 2 car parking spaces, and they get a commission from every sale.
Okay.
Did I explain?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Then, John, as an investor, can you give me 3 or 4 good reasons why I should invest in the IPO that you have put on the table today until the 10th of December, is it?
10th of December.
Yeah.
Yeah. First and foremost is we're a very experienced founding team, and we've surrounded ourselves with people who've scaled the company, scaled companies quickly before. We've only raised 150,000 equity investment to date, so we've done a lot with a small amount of money. The opportunity is now, so the online opportunity to disrupt the waste industry. We're not saying we've totally got it, but we're the only people in that space in the UK. it'd be hard to explain, but if you went to our office, we've 39 staff, and it's exciting and it's tangible, the opportunity that's in front of us. And I think it's mainly down to like I know all the people in the waste industry, I know all the CEOs, and I know they're not looking at what they need to be looking at, which is making it simple for people to book a waste service online. So yeah, the opportunity I feel is, and the unit economics of what we do, like the underlying business model is good. So yeah, I think it's a great opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thanks for your time.
Tack så mycket.